There is something fishy going on, and it's not the fact that I trimmed my beard. Let's do this.
I ain't gonna give in now, I just gotta live this now. I'm gonna be when I'ma kill this stuff real quick. I'ma go take it to town, cause I gotta be that king in their ring when I'm knocking them out when I'm back with the real. Cause I am just up on the journey, you just know that I'm just going insane.
Warriors, rise. Grand rising warriors, warriorettes, and people all over the world. My name is Coach JV. I am the top health, mindset, crypto, and business coach in the world. Remember, what you believe in your heart, you think in your mind, will eventually become your words and become your reality. If you can see it in your mind, eventually you can hold it right here in your hands. What you repeatedly do gets ingrained in your subconscious mind. What gets ingrained in your subconscious mind becomes an unconscious activity. And there's something fishy going on, and it's not the fact that my beard looks so amazing today. Big shout out to my barber, Chris. He always watches my videos and says, dude, we got to get you hooked up. And I'm ready to go. I look young, fresh, and looking pretty tight today. I'm pretty excited about that. So we're going to dive right into it. If you do not follow Jeremy Hogan.
Yes, yesterday.
Oh, geez. Come on, Jeremy. If you do not follow Jeremy Hogan in Legal Briefs, I highly recommend. We're going to watch a short portion of his video. But the one thing I want to talk to you guys about is how dramatically your banking system is going to change. Now, remember, I have banking experience. I repeat the same things over and over again. You know, the haters are going to hate. Comments are going to be comments. I spent 10 years in banking, went to CBA Executive Banking School. The banks are lying to you, straight up lying to you. Your banks, if they don't custody your cryptocurrency, and if they don't get up with distributed ledger technology, they are going to be obsolete. They right now are building the infrastructure. They no longer need the tellers. They're no longer going to need the bankers. The whole infrastructure of your banking system is going to change. Look up things like Aladdin with BlackRock. They're not even going to need financial advisors. Everything's going to be AI technology. People are very expensive, and it's becoming very expensive to run a business. So don't think that your banks, if you work for a bank, are not looking feverishly right now to reduce their staffing. Ask yourself a question. Over the past 5 years, in some of the banks that I know very well, how many people have been let go and how many positions have been changed? How many positions have been made obsolete? Listen to what I'm saying. Okay, so we're going to dive right into this. There's something fishy going on, but we know that. With the SEC versus XRP and Ripple case, Jeremy Hogan's going to break this down, a short portion of his video, and then please go watch his channel. His videos are amazing. I took a couple days to digest this. I just wanted to make sure that I am sharing information that is pertinent and helps you make good decisions within your investing career. So let's pay attention to this video, and then we're going to dive into it.
Both parties filed competing motions for summary judgment, and I swear I've never seen two briefs so different before. It's like Ripple and the SEC were involved in two completely different cases. The SEC took every little thing that Ripple has said about the price of XRP over the last 10 years and pieced it together as a motion, and Ripple went the exact opposite way with its brief and made a very sophisticated legal attack on what an investment contract is. So the fight will be joined in the response briefs because these two briefs basically argue right past each other, kind of like an old married couple. So my job in the next 10 to 15 minutes is to help you understand what the arguments are. And as a bit of foreshadowing, I'll just tell you that the SEC is very focused only on the facts about this case. In other words, if the SEC wins, it will only win this case. It's very fact specific. But if Ripple wins, oh boy, the argument is so broad that it could hamstring the SEC in everything it does from this day forward. But I'm getting a bit ahead of myself, too excited. It's like I'm 18 again. So let's do this the right way and set the stage. Yesterday, we got our first look at the parties' 75-page summary judgment motions, and I still believe that the Ripple case will most likely be decided with these motions. As the SEC correctly states in its brief, quote, summary judgment is appropriate when the record shows that there is no genuine dispute as to any material fact and that the moving party is entitled to judgment as a matter of law. And this case is ripe for summary judgment because there's really not many factual issues that are disputed. All of the statements that the SEC found from Ripple are clearly correct. If a Ripple employee wrote on a Twitter post that Ripple cares about the price of XRP, no one is disputing that was posted. They are only arguing about what that post means. And that is why this case is ripe for summary judgment. That's all the argument is over. But before we go into what was in the briefs, there were a couple of shocks about what was not in the briefs. Now, first and foremost, despite all—
Okay, so I'm going to have you go watch his video to find that stuff out. Due respect to Jeremy Hogan, but it's just interesting to see. I mean, this case is all by design. We know to bring in a new Howey test. I repeat the same things over again. Brad Garlinghouse tweeted on September 17, 2022, today's filing makes it clear that the SEC is not interested in applying the law. They want to remake it all an impersonal effort to expand their jurisdiction far beyond the authority granted to them by Congress. This is all a huge power play. So what's happening right now here? I'm going to tell you. The SEC, Gary Gensler, right, who is a Wall Street insider, they move these people into these positions. Gary Gensler goes into the head of the SEC, right? They put him in the position. Jay Clayton moves into a cryptocurrency fund. Bill Hinman moves into a cryptocurrency fund. They're all rubbing elbows behind the scenes. They were all trying to secretly and methodically get themselves set up with all these distractions going on. And what's happened is there's a whole flood of people bringing these distractions to the forefront. You got Fox News. I think it's Eleanor, I forget, I think actually, Charles Gasparino and Eleanor Tourette, if I'm saying it correctly, sorry. They are bringing this to the forefront. So the SEC is in this delicate balance now, and they're extending this case as long as they can. And right now, they're actually going after influencers. That's why I've never, ever accepted money from a cryptocurrency company. I've never taken money to pump a coin. I've been offered thousands of dollars over the past couple of years. I've never taken money from a cryptocurrency project to pump it because I knew this day was coming. Number one, it's out of my ethics and moral integrity. But number two is I knew this day was coming where the SEC is going to start coming after influencers because of their ability to make money within this open marketplace. And there was a lot of pump and dumps. But if you saw yesterday, the news came out, they were coming after influencers for pumping and dumping people, okay? And I just want you to see the narrative here. We're not going to watch this whole thing, but on Fox News, larger political agenda, why the SEC is denying Bitcoin ETF applications. So there's a big thing between the left and the right now. Right. So the Democrats are worried that if the Republicans get into office, seems like we have more pull with the Republicans in regards to the cryptocurrency, the SEC, all this stuff happening right now is just a delicate balance. That's what it is. This SEC Ripple case is one of the biggest cases in financial history. That's why I'm invested in Ripple. I'm invested in Ripple, XRP. Ripple, the company, I believe in the company. Met some of the team members at Apex, got to meet David Schwartz. I have believed in the project since day one. Okay. I understand the real world solve for XRP. And the whole thing is this is history in the making. I'm literally part of history, which is interesting. So this is a narrative happening that the SEC is denying. There's some sort of political agenda. Absolutely, it's political. Money and politics go hand in hand. Wherever you see politics, you're going to see money. Wherever you see money, you're going to see politics. Whoever controls the money, controls the information, controls the people. This came out on September 15th by CoinDesk. SEC Gary Gensler signals extra scrutiny for proof of stake cryptocurrencies. Okay. So, speaking after the merge, but not especially about Ethereum, SEC Gary Gensler said proof of stake cryptos could be investment contracts that subject them to securities regulation. Here's what's going to happen. They are going to come smashing down on cryptocurrencies. This case is going to get settled. It's going to be deemed that the security that I believe this is what I believe is going to happen. They're going to deem it a security within that reasonable time of 2017, whenever they thought it was a securities contract happening. All the other XRP is not going to be deemed a security. Okay. And then they're going to go after all these cryptocurrency exchanges and coins that are, that they believe are securities, and they're going to smash all these shit coins. Okay, so it's basically a ploy just to completely destroy the kind of like the GameStop, all that type of stuff, if that makes sense, right? So it's going to turn itself into the stock market. It's going to become normalized investing. Hopefully that makes sense what I'm saying. You guys see what I'm saying? Like the top cryptos in ISO 20022, the top maybe 100 cryptos are going to survive. Ones that have real teams, real leadership teams. They're not going to go after more Ripple companies that have badass law teams. Absolutely not. They're going to go after influencers. They're going to go after cryptocurrencies that can't survive this. They're going to cannibalize them, and they're going to hurt the investor, okay, that has all their money in these shit coins. And what's going to happen is they're going to say, see, cryptocurrency is a fraud. You need to make sure you do it through your bank. Wells Fargo, Chase, Bank of America are just going to custody your cryptocurrency. They're going to have the new CBDC, central bank digital currency, or the FedNow services. They'll have, and then the cryptocurrency exchange will have a master account at the central bank. And then this is a brand new monetary system. They're just going to move the casino. Okay. So Tom Emmer, he said, "Are you scared, Gary Gensler?" I love this. So this was put out by Charles Gasparino on, make sure you go follow him as well. Scoop via Eleanor Tourette. I did say it correctly. The SEC is staffing up in anticipation for a heavy amount of congressional oversight, and the GOP takes the House in midterms. It's coming. This back end of the year is going to be crazy. We got the Shemitah coming up. Buckle up. It's coming. Okay. I already shared you guys that. So Biden White House just put out framework on regulating crypto, and I wanted to show you a little bit about it. Here's what it's all about. Okay. Digital assets pose meaningful risk for consumers, investors, and businesses. Prices of these assets can be highly volatile. The current global market capitalization of cryptocurrency is approximately 1/3 of its November 2021 peak. Still, sellers commonly mislead consumers about digital assets, features, and unexpected returns, and non-compliance with applicable laws and regulations remain widespread. One study found that almost a quarter of digital coin offerings had disclosure or transfer. Okay, so almost a quarter of digital coin offerings had disclosure or transparency problems, like plagiarism of documents, false promises or guarantees of return, outright fraud and scams, and theft in digital asset markets are on the rise. According to the FBI reports, monetary losses from digital asset scams were nearly 600%. So what about all the stuff happening with the fucking inflated stock market? What about that? What about the 20% of zombie companies in the world, or excuse me, in America, because they've been pumped by the Fed's money? What about that? Is that not fake stock prices? What about banks manipulating their stock prices based on households? Is that not manipulation? Is that not hurting shareholders? So it's like, it's like the pot calling the kettle black with all this stuff. It's like, it's all trying to scare the shit out of the public, out of this new asset class. And it's just going to get really ugly. It's just going to get ugly. That's why I'm long-term, fundamental, 3T Warrior Academy. You can see my portfolio. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm literally like, here's what I do. I don't know if it works for you, it works for me. And then we have cryptocurrency calls. We have leadership calls. We have mindset, subconscious mind programming, goal setting. It's a wild time. So that's all I have to say today, Warriors. I just want to make sure that you guys understand that this is all by design. It's nothing new under the sun. It's a brand new asset class that is shaking up the financial world. They're scared of modern day bank runs and people realizing they can become their own sovereign bank. So they are fudding everybody out of it so they can set up the ecosystem so that the exchanges have to go through a master account, which is already set up with the central bank. They're going to, there's going to be another black swans. You're going to be looking this way, and then you're going to need money to survive, right? There's studies out there that say people who make $250,000 a year are starting to live paycheck to paycheck. It's expensive. I just went and bought some food for dinner for myself from a grocery store instead of going out to eat last night. $20 just for me. It's getting expensive for proteins, and the meats are through the roof. Gas is through the roof. So think about that. If you're in a normal day-to-day paycheck, just over broke system, right? And you can't just increase your income. If you go to the gas station, which a lot of you are experiencing, and now your gas bill is double and your food bill is double, and you got 2 kids or 3 kids or 6 kids, or you're just feeding yourself and your food price is double. How do you think you're going to survive here in the future? You have to get your shit together, Warriors. You have to understand how money works. Again, this is the greatest time in human history for people to become wealthy. Understand when assets come collapsing down, that's the greatest time to buy them. When everybody's running, start buying. When everybody's getting excited, start selling. When you start hearing the conversations at the barbershop, the grocery store, the gym bros are talking about the cryptocurrency, they're going to get rich. That's when you get the hell out of cryptocurrency. When everybody's saying that cryptocurrency is a fraud or any type of investment, I'm not talking about all frauds. What I'm talking about, you know what I'm saying. When people are running, I do the opposite. So I love you guys. I appreciate you. As we always say, Warriors, let's get your shit together.